Okie still watches Mama Silk. Just learning how to take a cat bath. Look at all them colors coming out in you. Hey, Silky Poo. You gotta leave. The leaves are falling here. It's like an early fall is starting. The squirrels have already stole all the pecans off the pecan tree. And now they're working on the walnut trees. Beautiful day. Look at all the leaves. You went up here? Huh? Gonna stay close. Oh, you're gonna take a sun bath down there. Looks like today is the day to pick our first watermelon. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and looks like the new chick is awake. Watermelons this year has been like expecting a baby. Every day you come out and take a look at them, and you look at the tendril here in the leaf. See, this is the leaf closest to the watermelon. That's browning and going away, and then this one here is pretty much gone, and then the tendril, the curly thing that twists around, you look for it to dry up also. This has got a lot. See the tendril there that's dried up, and then you knock on it and it sounds hollow. You look at the bottom and see yellow. That's a good sign that it's ready. And then see the base there, it's brown, and there's a slug. Not a slug, yeah, he's a slug. A snail has a shell, and a slug, what do you call it, is just a slimy creature. But it looks like number 2 is ready. We pulled number 1 last night, and it was delicious. This year's been crazy. All the lack of sun, too much rain, has had everything slow down or not be very big. This is my cabbage from spring, and see, it still hasn't formed a head, but there's a chance, you know, now that fall's here, that it's going to produce, as long as the slugs don't get it. I'm going to go ahead and pull that one probably tomorrow. The Karari melon is starting to turn colors here, and hopefully it won't crack and fall off the stem here. I should put a support on it, but I'm not going to. And this one's kind of smaller than the other one. If you see by my hand, they're like this is a 1-person size, or 2 people, you know, if you want to break it open and share it. And then the squash. I planted these guys late, but look at that. And I think, yep, there it is. There's one down there. These guys, man, look at all the blooms. I planted these in May. These are Bushintino beans they were found on the roadside in Sri Lanka, and they're just going like crazy now. They're growing in excess of, 8 to 10 feet length, and the leaves, this leaf is, about the size of my hand, and some of them are enormous, like this one here. The beans are 12 to 18 inches. You need to wait for them to dry up. See how it's turning white, but it's still waxy. It needs to be fully dry. That one's soft, but by tomorrow it should be fully dry. Or it could be, this one's starting to crack. By the end of the day, this one's gonna be dry. And then here's the Axiola tuberosus. It seems like only the plants in this area that are protected are growing well. The ones in full sun back there have failed. These got afternoon sun. The Yukon over here is doing really well too. It pretty much drowned in this container, and I had to take it out. And then some of my tomato seeds, these guys are so fertile. They did it last year. They sprouted in the container when I was fermenting them to get the gel off the seeds. So I put them in here and see if we can baby them through the winter. These are black Colt runner beans that I pollinated with the brush in another video. Pretty soon these two will be ready to harvest. You have to wait and let them dry up in the shell. And then got more over here. There's more on the fence. This asparagus, for some reason, doesn't set seed, but the other one in the self-watering container over here is, let me see, yeah, see all the little red berries? You just wait for them to dry up and crack them open, and they're full of seeds. I have another watermelon right here. And what the heck is that? There's the leaf, the tendrils drying up. This one is going to be ready soon too. And if you remember the potato peel video, I've got a third one back there. So I've got 4 watermelons total, unless there's another one hiding. But see, here's the tendril, how it grabs onto things when that one dries up, and that one dries up, and let's see if, yeah, it looks like there's yellow on the bottom. This one's close. I finally have some corn too. This is glass gum. Pretty soon it'll set off the top stalks and make silks. And then in a grow bag of all things, the corn up front failed, but in the grow bag, look at those. There's tassels and an ear of corn, and I've taken some of this off and put it on here, trying to pollinate it. Hopefully it'll work. Down here, the ginger, if you look in the grow bag here, the ginger's about ready to harvest. And the beans are going crazy in there. These are the cranberry beans that I replanted. They're already in flower, and Right there, see the new beans started? They're loving this potato area. I'm going to put more beans all over the place in here and get the soil all fertilized up. And here's a better shot of the Bushintino beans. The black colt have about 4 feet maybe down there, and they've got this entire fence line starting to take over. Look at all the beans. Shortly they'll be able to be picked. They're kind of like a black-eyed pea, but a different color. Whiter with a little tan patch. And look at this. Another melon, and there's a Karari melon. I thought these were both Karari, but it looks like I have another watermelon. Wow. That's too cool. Some of the tubers that I put in here, the potato tubers to store for a little while, have resprouted. It seems like some of these don't have a dormancy period. Like this one right here, I've never even uprooted this one and dug the harvest. And the potatoes are already growing. Look at the size of this hill. I'm not gonna open it. But all the potatoes in this area still have to be dug up. I've got the majority, except for those there, of these dug up. And then back there, I haven't dug those up. And then I've got a pot here that shortly, you know, some of these are starting to die back. So this pot will be harvested soon. Then I created this new area. I took a hunk of this area off and brought it over to this area on the fence line and planted some more pole sprouts. And I have to plant these guys. This is the last of the pole sprouts from the tubers I started. Get them in the ground. And you can see the color from really well on this side of the Karari melon. And I cut off a few sprouts. You know, the broccoli finally is starting to make some little broccoli heads, but it never produced a big one. This has been one crazy year. I'm just really thankful to have all the potatoes and tomatoes and beans that I harvested this year in an abundance of seed. Look at all the comfrey in bloom. I think this is Russian blacking 14. The pineapple never made it in the ground. It's still surviving. Look at the seeds that I collected from the watermelon, from the first one. This is my second year with Carmen. I bought Carmen from a local Mennonite farmer and planted it. You know, kept the seeds and planted them, you know, I think it was March and May, you know, put them in the ground, and they produced almost an exact Carmen. It's a little smaller, but it's also better tasting, and the seeds, you know, kind of like wood color, really pretty. The watermelon is finally ready. We're gonna give it a wait. $19.2 pounds. Awesome. There she is, and she tastes good. So what do you think? Is it perfect? Perfect. Yep.
Thank you for having me back in.
It's your partner's fault. We'll figure it out.
Yogi agrees it's really good.
Bushintino.
It's the best watermelon there is, huh?